I call this video Success 101. It's an attempt to help mentor people who've never had a mentor in their life and they don't have any idea, how to achieve success or, a direction that they go in their life. Success means many things to many people. One of the best definitions of success I've heard came from Earl Nightingale. He's a great speaker and motivator, and I actually have a couple of his books in this video. He says that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And I'd repeat, worthy ideal. I would add to his definition of success that your goal should make the world a better place to live. Success also doesn't necessarily mean money. I could think of many examples of great people who were successful, like Lincoln, Mother Teresa, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, people who did things that were great and successful, but that didn't necessarily make a lot of money from it. There are many examples of people that had a lot of money. I could think of John Belushi as one who was miserable. And for instance, I wouldn't call a drug dealer a success no matter how much money they earn, because they're actually hurting people and they're hurting the world. Your goals should be worthy ideals that you pursue. I believe learning how to be successful is one of the most important things you can do. I could never understand why in school, high school or college, I've never seen a course how to teach success or how to be a motivator or a mentor. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm creating this video. Due to lack of this type of education, I hope that it helps at least one person to be more successful in their life. I'm going to quickly review several books that I believe are the basics of success and motivation. I've read several of these books multiple times. I suggest you read these books with a highlighter or a pencil, take notes. The notes you might take might be the best notes you've ever taken. You can go through life in three ways. You can ignore this type of information that's in these books and struggle through life and go through recessions and depressions and layoffs and firings and just struggle through life from day to day. Secondly, you can actually work hard and learn this information yourself through the world of hard knocks. It'll take years of toil and sweat to learn. Or third, you can spend a few days and read these books. You'll gain the knowledge of a lifetime that'll help you no matter what you do in life. You'll never regret the third choice. The other two you will constantly regret. The first book that I'm going to review is Think and Grow Rich. This is a basic book. I'm listing it first because it's one of the older books. It was written by Napoleon Hill, who worked with Andrew Carnegie to create this book. One of the most important things I got out of this book is something they call the mastermind, and it's really a way to build a group of people that are thinking towards the same goal, the same objective, and they work in a manner that's helpful to the whole group. Google did an analysis and spent millions of dollars analyzing teams, and they should have just read this book. They would have saved a lot of time. But what they call is psychological security, where you get a group of people together and you encourage everyone to talk. You encourage no one to dominate or no one to criticize, and you discuss and you throw good ideas and bad ideas, and the ideas will evolve into something great. And I've seen this in my own life. It does work. It's the way I try to run my teams and the way I try to teach my employees and my teams to work in harmony together to achieve just fantastic things. It's a great book. Highly recommend it. The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. He really talks in this book, whatever the mind can see and believe, you can achieve. Essentially we become what we think about. He gives examples of this, and it's really, he talks about goal setting. And what are goals? Goals are really you predicting the future, you looking to the future, you're setting these goals. This is the objective, this is where I'm going to. And even if you fall a little short, if you set those goals out there 5-10 years down the road, it's shocking what you'll accomplish, and you envision what it's going to be like when you achieve those goals. And this is another great book. He's the only author. I have two books here. The second book is called Lead the Field, which is also a classic in its field. He talks a lot about attitude, and I try to teach my employees how important attitude is and how to have a positive attitude and try to instill positive attitudes in other people. He also tells a great story in here about the acre of diamonds, and it's a story about a farmer in South Africa who leaves his farm and leaves his family to pursue looking for diamonds in South Africa, and he wastes his life, and he eventually dies poor, penniless. And the person who purchases his farm one day is digging around on a creek near his house, and it turns out that he finds a diamond, and it turns into one of the greatest diamond mines in South African history. And the moral of the story is, don't go looking somewhere else for your fortune. Look where you are today. There might be acres of diamonds right where you are today. And he tells that story and many other stories. Another great book, great author. Once you hear Earl Nightingale, you'll never forget him. This might be the most important book here. It's How to Win Friends and Influence People. The next book that I'm going to talk about refers to the importance of your relationships, and the relationships might be the most important thing in your life. And that's what this book talks about, how to get on the good side and win friends. Very important book, might be the most important book here. This Little Red Book of Selling, when I first read this book by Jeffrey Gitomer, it kind of turned me off a little bit. His language is a little, it's called a little harsh, but I stuck with it, and it's a great, great book. You got to get by his language a little bit. I read it. The recorded book might be a little better than the printed book. The printed book is a very good reference book, but the recorded book is excellent. He's got tons of ideas in here, and I don't care what you do in your life, you're a salesman. Everybody's a salesman, whether you're a doctor, you're selling your patients on taking the right pills, or a CEO, or a software developer, or even a mother trying to convince her kid to eat her peas. We're all salesmen. So, I highly recommend this book. This is kind of a basic book, I would call it, The Richest Man in Babylon. It talks about people in ancient Babylon and their different professions, and some are making more money than others, and they're kind of comparing their purses, and for whatever reason they all have an empty purse, and they're trying to figure out, well, how come you make so much money and you have an empty purse? They kind of talk about living beyond your means. It's a very good basic book. It's a very easy read. I highly recommend it. The 12 Pillars of Success by Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn's a great author. This is a great book. He tells the story of a young man whose car breaks down, and he meets an older man, and they meet off and on through the book, and the older man's teaching him every time they meet another pillar of success. And it's a very good book. I've read it a couple times. I highly recommend it. This book, Maximum Achievement, I don't even remember if I read it, but I'm recommending anything Brian Tracy wrote. He is a very, very good author. Everything he's written, I've enjoyed. I highly recommend him. Anything he's read, I'll probably buy this book just to read it. I don't know if I've read it in the past or not, but excellent author. If you get anything bad from him, tell me. I'll be shocked. So the list of books is really meant to be a self-study course in motivation. It's really up to you. Reading these books, you'll never regret it. I'll give you one more piece of advice. In your life, work hard. Work hard in your job and your business, but never forget to spend time working on yourself, to educate yourself constantly all through your life. Education doesn't end when you graduate school. You need to make yourself more valuable every day by reading books, watching videos, whatever. Very important. Play hard, take at least 2 nice vacations a year, whatever you can afford, whatever you love to do. Plan events on the weekends, play sports, do art projects, but stay active. Turn off the TV, turn off the internet, enjoy life. Every day it's a gift. We have no guarantee what tomorrow's going to bring. Love hard, love your family and friends. Never forget to tell them how you feel about them. My brother passed away suddenly a few years ago. I never got to tell him goodbye or tell him how important he was to me. Don't make that mistake. Be sincere, but tell the people that are important to you that they are important to you. I hope this was helpful to you, and I wish you the best luck in whatever you undertake. And if you have any feedback, positive or negative, please post it here. I'd love to see it. Thank you very much. My name's Scott Matson, by the way. Thank you. Bye.